Hi friends, welcome back to Parent Story Hour. Tonight I have a story about one of my favorite princesses, maybe one of yours too, Princess Jasmine, from the book Enchanted Tales, Follow Your Dreams. Princess Jasmine starts the story off with kind of like a little journal entry, so here's how that goes. You will never believe what I did recently. I was trying to do something really important. It turned out to be really hard too. Everyone kept telling me to give up, but I wanted to prove them and myself that I could do it. It happened when Aladdin and the genie were away for a few days. So that sets up our story. One day, Princess Jasmine had to cut the ribbon at the grand opening of a new rug shop. Then she helped sell a camel in the marketplace. Next, she posed for a new portrait dressed as a peacock princess. Jasmine complained about her silly tasks. This is all I do, nothing really important or challenging. She wanted more important royal responsibilities. So here she is at the ribbon cutting, selling a camel, and posing for a portrait. Outside the royal palace, Jasmine told her father that she wanted to do more important things. The Sultan had just the job for her. Royal Assistant Educator, teaching at the Royal Academy. This is where things go bad. Jasmine happily arrived at her new job. The princess entered the classroom and introduced herself to the children. Now, what were you doing before I came in? She asked. She was answered with book throwing, pillow fighting, and drawing on the wall. So here's what's happening in the Royal Academy. And I think we can very much relate to this right now. There are children throwing things. Look at the picture they've drawn of her on the wall. Right. I think we can all relate to this kind of academy right now. The mischievous children didn't calm down, even when Jasmine brought Raja over to growl at them. That's her pet tiger. Instead, they chased the princess and her tiger up a tree. Oh, Raja, I give up, Jasmine said as she shook her head. Maybe I am just a peacock princess. And then it should say the end. She went back to being a peacock princess because being a teacher, especially these days, here we go, that's about right. Right. Go be a peacock princess. Go sell a camel. Do not be a teacher right now. It is so stressful. Or a parent who has to be a teacher. The next morning, the stable boy came to Jasmine for help. Hakim told Jasmine that the Sultan's prized horse, Sahara, was missing. Hakim was worried that he would lose his job. The princess promised she would get the horse back before her father found out. Jasmine hopped onto the magic carpet and searched the desert for Sahara. It took hours, but she didn't give up. Finally, she spotted a horse at an oasis. Now Jasmine had to convince Sahara to let her ride him back to the palace. The frightened horse reared up and the princess fell to the ground, but even that didn't stop her. Slowly and carefully, Jasmine climbed onto the wild horse. Once she gains his confidence and trust, she rode Sahara towards home. So here she is wrestling a horse in the desert. Which she would rather do than teach. I think we can all relate to that too. There are days when I would rather just leave and wrestle a wild horse in the desert than do math. By the time Jasmine arrived back at the palace, it was night. The Sultan couldn't believe his eyes. I hope you're not angry, Jasmine told him. Angry? I couldn't be prouder of my beautiful and brave princess. Anyone who has the strength and courage to ride Sahara surely can handle any job my kingdom has to offer. Hearing those words, Jasmine knew she wanted to finish what she had started the day before. Here she is, riding the horse, feeling accomplished. The next day, Jasmine walked back to school, ready for anything. But this time, there were no thrown books, pillow fights, or drawings on the wall. The children had heard about Jasmine's heroic adventure with Sahara. They respected Princess Jasmine and were ready to learn. Okay, so a couple of takeaways here. Number 1, wrestling a wild horse in the desert is better than teaching. Number 2, if you want your students or children, in my case, to respect you, you need to go find a wild horse and tame it. And then you will be able to teach reading. And number 3, don't give up being a peacock princess. That was a good gig. And she gave it up for these awful jobs. All right, well, that was Enchanted Tales, Follow Your Dreams, about Princess Jasmine. I hope everyone has a great weekend. We will see you again next week for Parent Story Hour. We are coming up soon on the 50th episode of Parent Story Hour, so if any of you have a suggestion for a book that I could read for the 50th episode, leave that in the comments. I am open to suggestions about that. Hope everyone is staying sane and healthy.